After years of trading in the options market, you come to realize that trading drawdowns and red streaks are inevitable. Today we're going to talk about how to recover from those. What's up, you guys? It's Keith from Stock Hours here, back again with another educational video. Hope you guys are having a great week so far, and I hope your trading is going good. If you ever happen to find yourself in the situation where you are in a red streak that you just can't seem to end, today we're going to talk about how to fix that. This goes for big red trading days as well. Obviously, we like to minimize those, but sometimes it just happens. If you're following the right plans and you're following the right rules, your super large red days should already be minimized. But one thing that you can't avoid is having red days. If any trader says that they never have a red day, they are absolutely lying. Every trader, no matter how good you are, is going to take a red trade, is going to have a red day at least once. On the other hand, we can minimize your red streaks from being this long to maybe only being this long. So there's three main points that go into this. One, you're going to have to fix your sizing. Two, you're going to have to figure out what type of market you're trading in. Three, obviously, you're going to have to understand your problems that are leading you to having these red days. So step one, if you are in a drawdown or on a red streak, if you are trading with more and more size every single day, that is absolutely the opposite of what you want to be doing. The best way to recover from a red streak or a bad trading day is by sizing down. Sizing down is going to eliminate a lot of the mental stress that you're under from being on this red streak or being in that red day. Not only will it get rid of some of your mental stress, it's also going to help you follow your rules better. A lot of the times, especially when I started, if I was on a red streak and I was taking the same size trades, I would find myself getting scared of my stop losses and not wanting to take them. Everybody knows that your stop losses are there to help you, but if you're in a position where you're scared to take your stop loss, that means that you're in the position too heavy. Even if it's still trading with your regular position size, if you have been on a red streak back to back to back, you're not going to want to take that next stop loss just because you've already lost so much up to this point. So the biggest point with that is you need to continue following your stop losses, but the easiest way to do that is by sizing down on your positions. You need to keep the same discipline that you have with your regular position sizing on your smaller position sizing. The next thing we want to talk about here is what type of market are we in? Are we in the type of market where you're able to trade offensively, or are we in the market that you need to be trading defensively? These are two very different types of trading. Offensive trading is when you can go into your positions and be very aggressive with your sizing and your profits because the market is making very clean moves. A lot of the time when it comes down to red days, it's not even because you have a bad setup. It's just because the market might not have great follow through at this point in time. We might be in the type of market where we're stuck in a range. And if we're stuck in that range, you need to be on the defensive side of trading. That means you're basically in capital preservation mode. So instead of aiming to make a lot of money on these trades, you should just be aiming to not lose a lot of money on these trades. This is the type of market that even if you are trading and you trade full time, I wouldn't even blame you if you didn't trade on some of these days. I personally have skipped multiple days of trading just because the market is not in a good spot. So you need to learn when you need to be trading offensively versus defensively. The easiest and best way to do that is by taking a look at the past few days in the market. What are we doing? Are we continuing to make new lows? Are we continuing to make new highs? Or are we stuck in the same 100 to 200 point range? If we're stuck in that same range, then it's definitely a good idea to start trading defensively. Right now, we happen to be in a very good market where a lot of our stocks that we're trading are making new highs after new highs after new highs. And it's kind of funny because some of our other stocks are making new lows after new lows after new lows. But either way, right now we are in the type of market where we are seeing good continuation on a lot of these moves. It's been that way for the past week or two. You might expect that within the next week or so, the market may go into a range. These are always signs to look out for before you get yourselves into these situations. If you can figure out what type of market we're in, you can prevent having this red streak in the first place. And the next thing we're going to touch on here is what is actually causing these problems in your trading. Is it coming down to you not following your stop losses? Is it coming down to you aiming for too large of targets? Or is it just coming down to you not having a good overall knowledge of the market? You have to figure out what your problem is in order to fix it. That sounds very obvious, but a lot of people don't do that. What you need to do to figure out what your problems are in the first place is journal your trades. If you start to see a trend in your trades specifically where you're making the same problem over and over and over again, you obviously need to address that problem. If there's multiples of these problems, the best way to go about this is by fixing your smallest problems first and fixing your biggest problems last. Because if you have 10 small problems, that might equal the one big problem that you do have. The way that I go about fixing problems like this is kind of the same way that Dave Ramsey goes about his debt snowball. If you guys listen to Dave Ramsey, you've probably heard him talk about this before. Pay off your debts smallest to largest. It'll help you get rid of a large majority of that before you get to the big one that's going to take a little bit more time. If the case is that you don't have the proper knowledge on trading, then I would definitely recommend checking out Stock Hours. The link will be the first thing in the description, or you can DM me on Instagram and I'll help you out. We have lessons every night of the week and we trade live on mic every single day. So this is a very good way to help you get around some of your knowledge issues if you're lacking that. The last thing I'm going to say here is that a lot of the times when it comes to a red streak or it comes to a drawdown, a lot of your problems are going to eventually be mental. So if you're in the mental state of, man, I just can't catch a break, that first green trade that you lock in, that is your sign that you just need to stop trading for the day. Let that be your first green day and end that red streak. Whenever I'm in a situation like that, that has always helped me. And generally, like I said, if you can prevent these problems before they happen by noticing the types of market trends we've been having or the types of position sizing that you're using, if you're scaling up and scaling up and scaling up every day, then I would definitely say take a step back, look at everything that's happened within the past 2 weeks or so, maybe even the past month, and say, okay, if I start to see something new happening here, I need to take a step back, maybe size down, and just trade that way for a couple days, and that will prevent your problems a lot of the times. Originally, if I was on a red streak, I would generally have at least 2 to 3 days of a red streak. Now I've gotten to the point where on the first red day, I can kind of take a look at the market and figure out, okay, this is what's going on here, and then, like I said, take my step back, size down, and then trade appropriately for how the market is presenting itself. I hope this helps you guys out. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I will see you in the next video. Peace.